It is so easy to engage in self destructive behaviors after a breakup. But this morning, I want to talk to you a bit how men can practice, engage in self care activities instead of self destructive behaviors after a breakup. Now, stress. Understand that stress kills if you don't know how to deal with it and handle it. And when the trauma of a breakup takes place, it can be very stressful on the mind, on the body, on the soul. It's just very stressful. And so it's easy to engage in things like just eating whatever, stress eating. When you start stress eating, then you're taking things in the body that can lead to things like a heart attack. We've heard stories of that before, where individuals um, engage in self-destructive behaviors. Just the stress of the breakup just leads them to eating whatever. Now the emotional stress is already there, so imagine putting the physical stress on your body as you're going through the emotional stress of a breakup. So that's one thing that can happen. The other thing is just thoughts, negative self talk that can lead to things like loneliness, anger, and not being able to direct those feelings and know how to direct those feelings can lead to depression. And when depression happens, what we've found, especially for the male, is that it's very difficult to bounce back from, especially if you're not open and vulnerable about what you're feeling and what you're going through. And as we know, society has put the man and his emotion in a box and say, don't cry, man up, like don't feel. But the reality is that you do hurt, that you do feel after a breakup. So, how do you practice self care? I'm going to share 3 tips with you. Oh. Yay! Hi. Okay, so I'm out here and look. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to share 3 tips with you how it is that you can practice self care, especially if you've gone through a breakup. Let's go with tip number 1, and that is exercise. Go for a walk. As we're doing here, bye. As we're doing here, I'm doing this morning. I'm actually on a walk while doing this video, but staying inside watching TV won't help. So get outside, see the sun, and take in the fresh air. That's one of the minimum thing that you can do. Initially, will it be seem difficult? Will it seem as if you don't even have the energy to get out of bed? Yes, it's normal. But you have to realize that when you're going through stress, you're not hurting anybody but yourself. When you are obese and having heart issues and health issues, hey man, it's time to like take your health into your hand and do something about it. Because the person, yes, you've been hurt by the relationship, but when you decide to in a sense wallow in the hurt and not take care of yourself, it's not helpful. So go for a walk, you know, take in the fresh air. And while you're on that walk, just decide to say positive things to yourself. Instead of beating up yourself about what happened in the past, look around you and be grateful for what is happening and what you're seeing as you're walking. Like right now, I'm seeing the flowers, hey, and the beauty of nature. Try to see that life, there are more things to life than what you're going through, and going on a walk can help you to realize that. So that's number 1. The second thing that you can do to practice self-care is to write. Write. I know. Get a journal, put your feelings down, try to identify what you're feeling, and put them down. Take them outside of your head and put them on paper. That's another strategy that you can use to practice self care after a breakup. And let's go to number three, which is talk to somebody about what you're going through. And that's why we're here. We do provide that free breakthrough call where you can talk about your emotions, where you can have a safe place and a safe space to look at what happened, to look at how you're feeling now, but more so to prepare a plan for the future. And if you want to book a call with us, you can go to breakuprecoveryformen.com/apply. That's breakuprecoveryformen.com/apply. So I'm going to continue with my walk here this morning, and I challenge you this one thing. Take some time to go in nature, go outside, and go for a walk. No matter how down you feel, no matter how bad you think the situation is, it's all about you now. You have to decide because I know what you've been doing, I know what you've been doing. You've been putting everybody else above yourself. You've been catering to everybody else's feeling except yourself. You've been focusing on everybody else except yourself. It's time to go within and to practice self care because you can love nobody more than how you love yourself. That's it. You can love and care for nobody more than how you love and care for yourself. So let's start with self first. I know society says otherwise, but hey, you've tried that and you realize that it doesn't work. So take time for you and go for a walk, go for a run, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. But get some walking today. Have a wonderful day. Sending you